Hi everyone, I welcome you to today's lesson, and in today's session we just want to have a tutorial set on, we want to solve some questions on limit, questions that involves limit, and that is in calculus, right? So I have some few questions on my screen, and as you can see them, we would want to go through them quickly. Now let's look at the following. The first question says evaluate the following limit. So if you look at the first one, we want to find the limit as x approaches 0 of the function 1 over x cubed plus 5 squared plus 4. Of course, with this, we just need to substitute 0, right? We are finding the limit of this expression as x approaches 0. That means wherever we see x, we can just put 0 there. And of course, this is just going to give us 1 over 4. So this one is very basic, not difficult, right? That is the first one. Now, the second one, we are supposed to find the limit as x approaches 1 of x to the power 6 minus 1 over x to the power 3 minus 1. Now, notice something with this one. Of course, this is also the same as writing x to the power 3, right? Then squaring this minus 1 to the power 3 and then squaring it. It's the same thing. So we have x to the power 3 minus 1. I'm trying to break this expression down. Of course, it's the same thing. If you multiply 3 by 2, that is x to the power 6, and 1 to the power anything is still 1. So we haven't changed anything actually. We still have the same thing. And of course, you can see from the numerator, we have difference of 2 squares. If you can see, so this is going to be x to the power 3 minus 1, then we have x to the power 3 plus 1, all divided by x to the power 3 minus 1. Of course, we are finding the limit as x approaches 1. And you can clearly see that this cancels this, and we are left with the limit as x approaches 1 of x to the power 3 plus 1. And this is 1 cubed plus 1, and then the final answer is what? 2. So the limit of this expression as x approaches 1 is 2. Now with the third one, we have the limit as x approaches negative 1 of x squared minus 2x, all on x squared minus x minus 2. Of course, you can see that at the numerator, we can factor x out and we'll be left with x minus 2. Then this denominator is a quadratic equation. So the factors are going to be x minus 2, then x plus 1, right? Then these terms will cancel out. We are left with the limit as x approaches negative 1 of x over x plus 1. Now, mind you, you will see that if you plug in negative 1, you're going to get negative 1 over negative 1 plus 1, and that is negative 1 over 0. But look at something. Now, as x approaches negative 1 from the left, right, this expression goes to what? The expression we have here goes to positive infinity. But as x approaches negative 1 from the right, the expression here goes to what? Negative infinity. Of course, this is undefined. That means the function has a vertical asymptote. Right, there is something called vertical asymptote at x. So clearly you can see that the left hand side and then the right hand side limit are not equal, right? They are not equal. So we can conclude that the limit does not exist. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now with this one, of course, it is also similar to doing the two-sided limit, and I think we have already solved this in class, so you know it. How to do this one. You need to break the top function down into the absolute function, right? So let's look at the last one, which is the v. Let me clear this. Let me clear this part so that we can do the v there. All right, so now let's do the fifth one, which says we want to find the limit as x approaches 1 of x to the power 1 over 3 minus 1 all over x to the power half minus 1. And then there was a hint that let t be equal to x to the power 1 on 3. Now, in this problem, if I'm going to solve this problem, I can say let t be equal to x to the power 1 on 6. Then this implies that x is equal to t to the power 6, right? Now, if this thing is true, or if this expression holds, then what it means is that then x to the power 1 over 3 is equal to t squared, right? And then x to the power half is equal to what? T cubed. If that is the case, then we can substitute this into the original function. So we find the limit as x approaches 1. So this time around it is t, because we are substitute wherever we see x to the power 1 over 3, we are putting t squared. And wherever we see x to the power half, we are putting t cubed. So we have t squared minus 1 over t cubed minus 1. I hope you can see. The only thing I did was I substituted x to the power 1 over 3 by t squared and x to the power 1 over 2 by t cubed, and then we have this. So as t approaches 1. Now, on the top one, we can do difference of two squares, right? We can square this, and it's the same thing. So we have t minus 1 and then t plus 1. Now, if you break the denominator down, you are going to have t minus 1, then the quadratic equation t squared plus t, then plus 1. Okay, let me clean this part so that we can continue from there. So I'll be continuing from where I'm cleaning. Alright, so we are left with this expression. Of course, clearly you can see that this cancels this part. So at the end, we are left with the limit as t approaches 1 of t plus 1 over t squared plus t plus 1. And substituting 1, we are going to have 1 plus 1 over 1 squared plus 1 plus 1. And finally, the answer will be 2 on 3. And that is the limit to the fifth question. Alright, so I will end here, and I hope you enjoyed and understood this session. Thank you very much.